Last week we talked about evidence of God's love in nature, and I didn't talk in depth about it, but I mentioned the water cycle, how water falls down from the sky as rain or snow and then finds its way into the little creeks that feed the big rivers that flow down into the ocean. And this cycle is repeated ad infinitum, so all water is recycled effectively. But the question is, does the water have a choice about where it goes? We talk often of God's love, but can love exist if things don't have a choice about whether to love or not? The water doesn't have a choice about whether it flows downhill or not. But as people, we do. Joshua told the Israelites, when they had finally conquered the promised land, he told them, "Choose you this day who you will serve." And that's a choice that each and every one of us has to make. We've got lots of other choices that we can make in life. You know, what clothes am I going to wear to school? You know, what am I going to eat for dinner? Maybe you don't have a choice in that. But each one of us does have a choice. We have the free will to determine which direction we're going, unlike the water that always flows downhill. Well, most of the time. Alright guys, so we were talking about how water doesn't flow uphill. I'm going to show you an example though where it does. So the things you're going to need for this are, you're going to need some sort of saucer or plate. You could use a bowl. And you're going to need a glass with a little bit of water in it. And this works better with a taller glass. And make sure that your glass you can see through. And this is just water in here, and I put a little bit of coloring in it just so you guys could see on video. I don't know how well it would show up if I just used water. But you can use whatever you've got. And you could make a mess with this, so try and use something that doesn't stain for your parents' sake. So pour your water out onto your plate carefully. And this water's got a little bit of wax in it just because I've done this before to make sure it would work for you guys. So pour the water out onto the plate, and then you're going to also need a little candle and some way to light it. So put your little candle right here in the middle of the plate. It'll float a little bit on the water if you've got enough water on there. And then we need to light the candle. So I'm going to light it with my torch. You guys can use a match. Get your parents' help with this, please. I'm going to turn down the light so we can see the candle is lit now. And then let the candle get going, ideally pretty strongly, not like that. You don't want your candle to die. Alright, with your candle lit and staying lit, take your glass and just set it slowly over the top of the candle. And now watch. The candle will go out because it runs out of air, and the water will actually get sucked up into the glass. It'll flow uphill. Pretty cool, huh? If any of you want to know how this works, come find me at church. But you can see there's less water on the plate, and it's all up in the glass. See, like that? Now, if I crack the edge of the glass, all the water flows back down out of the glass. But we got the water to flow uphill. So if you're going to do this experiment and post a video of it, make sure that you get your parents' help, please, so you don't make a mess and so you don't hurt yourself. My question to you is, what choice are you going to make? Even as children, you might think you don't have a choice about anything. What time you've got to get up, what you're going to eat for dinner, what time you have to go to bed. But you do have a choice about whether or not you're going to follow God. So, my challenge to you, my activity for this week for you, you've got two options. You can either find a picture of a cool waterfall or stream some example of water, and you can take a picture of it or make a video. or you can reproduce the experiment that I just showed you and show how even water can flow uphill. So even when life is getting tough and it seems like we don't have any choice in the matter and we're just being carried along in the flow, especially we that have free will, we can fight upstream and make the hard choices that will make life better in the end. That's it. I hope to see you guys all posting your videos later on. You can post your videos or post your pictures to the church WhatsApp group, or talk with your parents and see if you can post it directly to YouTube. That's your parents' call. If you're having trouble posting, you can send your files to the church email, and Paul can put them up so that other people can see them and be inspired by them. Thanks, guys.